Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and I'm here to compare my experiences with the Kindle Fire HD and the iPad. Now, I'm holding up the smaller varieties of each of the series. This is the Kindle Fire HD as compared to the Kindle Fire HD 8.9. The primary difference between the two of them really boils down to screen size, and that's about it. I mean, yes, there are other differences between the two devices, but that's... If I'm talking about this comparison, it's specifically the general experience with the Kindle Fire products versus the iPad product line. It's just easier to hold up an iPad mini than it is to hold up a classic iPad. I don't know what you would call the original iPad anymore, the new iPad, whatever it's going to be. By and large, the difference between these two devices for most consumers will boil down to price. And that is a big separator for most consumers. If you only have $200 to spend, the Kindle Fire HD, and this one that I'm actually holding here, isn't bad, but you are really missing out on a good experience. It's an okay experience. Yes, it works, and you can do things on it that you can do on many other tablets, including getting online, and you can play games. There are games available in Amazon's marketplace, but the performance in general left a lot to be desired, and the experience in general of the Kindle Fire HD really left a lot to be desired. I mean, it's disjointed is the best word I can use for what Amazon has created in their hardware. They're taking Android, they're modifying it, they're creating an experience that Amazon wants to create for you to keep them, or to keep you in their world, and that's fine. That's what every brand seemingly wants to do, specifically with their hardware. Sorry about that. My dog is scratching itself there in the background. There's a bonus for you. And that's a big comparison, I mean, deeper than price, between what Apple has in iOS on the iPad and what Amazon has with their software on the Kindle Fire HDs. And the difference, I'm not going to say is night and day, but it's palpable. It's absolutely noticeable, not just in terms of raw performance or speed when you're doing things, but just the cohesiveness that Apple has with managing the hardware and the software makes for a better overarching experience. I mean, okay, so for example, you can navigate the UI. It's kind of fun, to flip through the books that you have or the apps that you have or whatever. But they've got a Docs tab, and you can jump over to Docs, and you could, get to your Docs, from the cloud. But it just seems tacked on. It doesn't seem integrated. And the same could be said for photos. There's the Photos tab, and you could look at photos, and you could get, keep photos in the cloud. And I mean, it downloaded from my Amazon. I use Amazon for a lot of my online services, including managing music, because I can get to it from anywhere. And that's really something that I wanted to say, specifically in this comparison. The problem Amazon has now is that, I mean, it's got an okay ecosystem for, what's available on their tablet, just that they've also released applications for iOS. So everything I would want to get to from a Kindle Fire, I can also get to from my iPad. I can get to my music. I can get to my Amazon instant streaming library, whatever they're calling it, specifically through my Prime subscription. They have an app for that. I can, browse Amazon, obviously, on the iPad. They've got the ability to read my Kindle library from the iPad. So there's no real reason, honestly, other than price, or potential even interest in the way you can navigate Elements, which I didn't think was amazing. I have a lot of apps that I've downloaded through the store, almost too many, and it just became a little cluttered. I have really, yes, I can organize it in certain ways by adding favorites to the home screen, but it's there and it works, but it's just not what I would hope it could be. And that will get better with time with the Kindle Fire experience. Again, they're taking Android, modifying it. As Android evolves, I think the Kindle Fire experience is going to evolve as well. There's no compelling reason to get a Kindle Fire HD over an iPad other than price. That's really what it boils down to. Most applications that you're going to want to get to, you can get on either operating system, including Amazon's own products. So if you only have $200 to spend, and you really want to spend the money, you can get a Kindle Fire HD, and you might be happy. I don't know. I can't guarantee that. There have been a lot of people who have not been happy with it. If you are not someone who is, intent on having really good performance, and that's the best way to say it, you may be happy with the Kindle Fire HD. However, you're going to get some disjointed experiences with the Kindle Fire HD at this point in time with this software revision. That will improve, or should theoretically improve over time. I expect it to. Just that I don't know if I could recommend outright. If someone were to ask me which one I would recommend more, other than in price, I would still recommend the iPad mini over the Kindle Fire HD. The experience was just not there. It didn't match it. And I think that in the long run could frustrate a lot of average consumers out there, not just geeks. Because I don't even know how many geeks out there have even considered the Kindle Fire HD. The geeks have likely gone with a Nexus 7. And it's probably a bit, that's a different kind of comparison, because then you are really dealing with price and experience. And I would probably hand it to Google with the Nexus 7, a pure Android experience, over Amazon at this point in time. So Amazon has a fair amount of work to do. At this point, at some point in the future, with another software revision, with a new release of the hardware, Amazon may have it. It's just not there yet.